Hey, um, I am going to give y'all a little lowdown on this system I have. It's the AMD system that I've mentioned previously, and to set it up, it's pretty cheap and everything. So I'm going to kind of go through with that with y'all. It's actually kind of surprised me in a few ways. So yeah, and so let's go ahead and kind of dive right into it. A couple disclaimers. I haven't used many ATI cards, so I'm not going to go ahead and recommend, oh, you can get this ATI card and be perfectly okay, because I don't really know. And NVIDIA programs have served me really well, so I'm going to, uh, you know, suggest an NVIDIA card. All of these kind of parts and such, if you feel like you have a better part you want to put in place of it, go ahead. I'm just trying to get more people, to have gaming computers and such that'll run the games that they want to run, so I can have more people to play with. This is completely selfish for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go get started.
If you already have a desktop and you have an extra slot that looks like that blue one right there, and go ahead and pick this up, the 750 Ti. Unless it's like a really, really old computer, this should be just about all you need in most systems nowadays to be able to get your PC up and game running. Okay, so we're going to start off with the motherboard. And the motherboard here is the MSI 760 GMP34 FX edition thing. This is the one picture is actually of a revision of the one I actually have in the system I'm using, or one of my systems I'm using, and it's kind of no fancy bells or whistles. It is kind of hard to overclock on. I've had issues overclocking on it, but funny thing is this thing does come with the OC Genie on it, and it has no problem overclocking, and it didn't even increase any voltages or anything, so that was kind of surprising. After that, what we're going to put in it is the FX4300. This will run pretty good, just about anything. You start getting into like rendering and all that stuff, you'll have issues, but this is a pretty cool little CPU. So RAM, go find 8 gigs and just throw it in. I don't care where it is, I don't care where it's from, I don't care who it does, as long as it works and it's 8 gigs and it's not Durbin slow, who cares. For the power supply, here I got the 430 watt Corsair CX. You know, it's a little $40. Right now it's on sale, but you know, as you can see over here, it's, you know, apparently normally it's $50, so I don't know, it's a power supply. If you've got one that works, use it. For storage, here's just a little 500 gigabyte, you know, hard drive. Nothing fancy, nothing special. You can go on eBay and pick up 500 gig ones and all that for next to nothing. 500 gigs is plenty, and if you feel like you need more, you can always go get another one, slap it in, or you can get some external storage. For the case, find the cheapest case you can. Here on Newegg, this is a pretty decent case for $30. I mean, it comes with 2 fans, good intake, and good exhaust, and you can kind of see on the inside here, you know, you got, you know, your drive bays. There's pretty good flow from here. I'll check how for the airflow, and it has a top mounted power supply unit. Me personally, like, if you're gonna put it on the floor, go ahead and go with that. In my system, I have a GT610, and it is a very budget, I think it's like $30-$40 for the graphics card, and it's sucky. However, I can still run Warframe on it, and I can still run Elder Scrolls Online kind of on it. But this right here, GTX 750 Ti, if you haven't heard about it, this is pretty much one of those, grab it and put it in whatever PC you have, and it'll pretty much run a game on it. So any game on it, you know, of course you're gonna have to go with, you know, lower settings on some of the really graphically intense games, but you know, it gets you going. And what we're doing is we're trying to get people to not spend as much money. So optical drive, if you want one, most stuff is done through software nowadays, so this is very optional, unless you're using like a disk for your operating system, or you want to use this for, you know, movies and watching stuff on your computer and such. Alright, so that's all the parts that you really need for the system to get going. And it comes down to $476.88 with a grand total of $490 after shipping. And just for reference, I come on Game Debate on Crysis 3 system requirements, and Game Debate's really cool. They just got a big kind of database of all games and such, and you can come in here and kind of see, hey, what kind of stuff does my system have, and yeah, hey, what kind of stuff does the game perform best on, all that good stuff. But I came in here and got a little rating. Here's the rating on recommended system requirements. Granted, this is a very graphically intense game, so whenever you get up into the higher renderings within the game and everything, you know, you're going to be having some issues. But the recommended settings, so I mean, you can turn down all the settings on Crysis 3 and everything, and you should be pretty good for it. Yeah, so I think that about wraps that up.
So as you saw, everything was on Newegg. It's just, their site's easy. It's quick, like, hey, go to Newegg, grab that. So all this stuff is on Newegg, and that's about it. Like I said, this is for me, really, so more people will start playing games, and I can have more people to play with. So I did leave the operating system out of, you know, everything, because really, it's all kind of personal preference. You can run Linux, you can run Windows, and Windows, you can get like the super basic Windows, I think, for $50 now. I can't remember, Windows 7. So yeah, it's just something to think about. You can't run Apple on a PC. I mean, you could Hackintosh it, but it's really hard. And if you're having to watch my video about how to like buy a budget build system so you can do PC-y things, then you're probably not going to Hackintosh. Anywho, thanks for watching the video. Like or dislike, I couldn't care less either way. And yeah, you have a great day.